And now, the Mitsubishi Motors ground report at the MCG. Current temperature is 15.2 degrees. Expected maximum was 14, so we've already passed that. Humidity is 45%. Wind gusts up to 15 kilometres per hour, blowing straight across the ground towards the construction site, so there'll be no goal advantage today. The ground in excellent condition, considering we've had a bit of rain here, but a little soft around the boundary. And the forecast, fine and sunny, further drying out the conditions. So have you had a chance to check out the teams as they came on?
Yes, I think it is McDonald who's missing out there. Steele definitely out there for North Melbourne. Great to see Wayne Carey back after that injury. Key player, but a big risk, I'd suggest, today, lacking in match practice, Don.
Yes, but there's an old saying, isn't there, in football? First up's always a good game. It's the second game where they usually go down. They play a bit on enthusiasm. It's interesting that interchange bench for North, the Crocker and Stevens taking their places. Steele, we mentioned, a late inclusion for Donald McDonald. And McDonald has played very, very well at that centre half forward position. And Steele coming in, could go on the ball as a ruck rover. The Melbourne bench looks like Eishold, who started there last week, and maybe Grinter is the other one. There's Stephen Eishold, Simon Eishold, I should say. And Rod Grinter, yes, is the other player going on to interchange for Melbourne.
And the Demons have had a couple of tough games too. Last week, a battle with Carlton. The previous week, a thriller against St Kilda.
Well, it's on already, Dennis. Sorry to cut across you, but Rock and Clark are on it in it before the ball's even bounced. The man in screen, Rowan Sawyers, his 300th game.
Seen all this before. What a nonsense, really.
And there's Rowan.
And it's on there on the wing now. Yates, Larkin, throws a bit in it, and Dyson's also in it with Schwash in the centre of the ground, so it's everywhere.
Rowan Saws, too much experience, 300 games. He gets it underway while players just outside the centre square want to go on with things. And the first kick of the game, Dyson gets it out of the middle for Melbourne. It comes North Melbourne's way, and McRae up towards half forward. There's Yates. Contest at ground level. Umpire Saws picks out a free kick. Yates held when not in possession, and he'll take the free kick for the Demons. Away to Stynes. What a season Jim Stynes has had. Hot favourite for the Brown, though. But this is going to come back. We might have to take that possession off him. It's going to come back to Yates, who apparently didn't play over the mark.
Strange decision, actually. I think he penalised Obst for shepherding.
Obst for shepherding, I think, on the mark.
Most odd.
No mark taken there. It was Lyon up high. Viney up towards full forward. Past Bennett it goes. Martin's got the job on Jakovich. Michael Martin clears for the Roos. Back towards the centre of the ground, and Dyson takes the mark.
Dyson squares the ball. Stretch in open space. Has a bounce. Goes down towards the pocket. Has it got the carry? Yes, it has. Jakovich.
Well, that was a good kick when you consider that Martin was in front of Jakovich. Now look at that, Martin in front, and he's put it over Martin's head. Stretch. It was a beautiful kick off that wing.
Alan Jakovich kicks from 40. Holds up in the breeze and misses to the near side. A minor score, the first of the game. Stephen Stretch. And now Brayshaw in short to Rock in the pocket. From defence towards half back, Stynes in best position, takes the mark on his chest.
Gee, I'd like to be on him at good odds for the Brown, though. I'd like to be on him at even money. Kicked by Stynes right to the goal line, just offline, and away for it behind.
Melbourne have lined up with Earl Spalding at centre half back. He was named at centre half forward in the selected team, and Gary Lyon is at centre half forward.
Mark Brayshaw to bring the ball back for North Melbourne. Melbourne have two behinds. Melbourne yet to score. Kick by Brayshaw. Schwass is there. Scholl over the top. Takes the mark away from his teammate. Away to Rock, who zigzags through. His kick to half forward. Wide for Larkin. Awkward half volley. What a pickup. spins out of one, into the other. Comes to German, dispossessed by Obst. Now Romero, round the corner. Good gather by Clark. 15-metre hand pass, Lyon under pressure. Lovett paddles out. Tingay, met solidly by Steele. Comes to Viney. Todd Viney, a terrific hand pass to Stretch. He goes low with the pass to Jakovich. It misses him. And Martin sees it through. Melbourne's third behind.
Should have gone for distance that time. Stephen Stretch had a shot at goal. So Melbourne doing all the attacking. Mark Brayshaw, a runner up in his hand over middle, goes in short and finds Fairley close to goal. Towards the grandstand wing, Tingay in from the side, big leap. Scholl confronted by Clark, who does very well in a tight situation. Clark gets it to Tingay from left half forward. Jakovich favoured by the kick, and the mark is paid.
Well, there's a little bit of luck in that. Tingay, under a bit of pressure, put it onto his left foot, just put in the direction of goal, hoping. Jakovich caught behind. Martin under the ball. Yes, there's no doubt about that. He had a hand to it first, Jakovich.
60 goals in the reserves this season, 39 in the seniors. This for an odd century. Jakovich from 15 metres out. Should be a formality, and is. So Melbourne making a good start. They're 1-3, and the Kangaroos are yet to score.
Well, I suppose the trivia baths would be going back to see who was the last player to do what Jakovich has just done, kick 100 goals in both senior and reserve grade football, and I'd like to have a stab at it. I think it'd be Mark Scott.
Well, it took Jakovich just 4.5 minutes to reach his milestone, and now he can get on with Melbourne winning the game. Romero off the ground. Larkin taken high in the tackle, no whistle. Dyson across the half-back line. Scholl outnumbered. The spoilers came from everywhere. Todd Viney, the hand pass. Too high for Obst. Chance for Gallagher, 52 metres out. A centering kick is terrific, and the mark taken by Schwass right in front. First thrust forward for the Kangaroos, and Wayne Schwass has it directly in front, 25 metres out. Obst and Steele, not the best of friends in that.
Larkin also. Obst has got the job on Matthew Larkin, the North Melbourne captain.
Schwass looking for North Melbourne's first score. Shouldn't be any problem. But it got away from him. That was a gift. He looked the gift horse in the mouth and said, thank you very much, I'll go elsewhere.
And you don't see many players wearing what Wayne Schwass has got on, the anklets, but they certainly draw attention to him.
Yates finds Stynes on the outer side. Jim Stynes, right half back. Now under partly cloudy skies at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Stynes wants to play on. Strange looking kick through centre wing. McGrath was up, it falls behind. This is McRae. Schwass back to McRae, hard against the boundary line. Mobile defender. He kicks down inside half forward. Over the top. Roberts almost controlled it too. Yates cleverly got it to Road. Stynes from defence towards midfield. Clark has a bounce. A runner alongside. Clark runs to centre half forward. Jakovich is dropping back again and will mark. 3 times now. Martin playing in front. Jakovich has come up with the ball.
And Jakovich asking for, and he's quite within his rights to ask, what about 50 metres? Because there's a bit of a tension here. Bang! Just there.
He runs around. He kicks. A behind. Melbourne by 9.
Well, Alan Jakovich has taken 3 marks and has kicked 1 goal too. So he's got the job ahead of him. Michael Martin, a real sprinter against him at full forward. Gallagher marks the kick in. The kick by Jakovich bringing up a behind. North Melbourne bringing the ball from fullback up to the centre. Rock goes wide to half forward. Longmire marks inside the 50. He plays on. John Longmire goes for goal. Nobody back there. Oh, Yates did particularly well and took a sensational mark.
Good mark.
Obst. Well, Bryce, against his old team, lost control of it. Dropped it there, and the ball goes out of play. The umpire said deliberate. Free kick to North Melbourne, going to John Longmire. Longmire, the leading goal kicker in the competition last year with 98. Kicking from about 45 metres on the boundary line. Good effort. Right over the goal umpire's hat. North Melbourne's first. 1-4 to 1-1.
Well, that was an excellent kick for goal. An excellent kick for goal. Hard on the boundary. At least he opens up the face of the goal, being on his right foot. But still from that position, that was excellent. John Longmire, 3-3 last week. His kicking has let him down just a little.
The Demons lead by 3 points. Stynes taps it away. Steele was bumped in the back and will get the free kick. Just forward of the centre circle. Darren Steele, probing kick. Spalding drops back, drops the mark too. Carey, his first touch. No, a penalty.
Don't think anybody touched Spalding on that occasion, did they?
He touched the ball briefly towards the wing. Lyon, clever mark while being held by McGrath. Gary Lyon, who was superb against Carlton last week, particularly in the second half. Beat the tribunal during the week. Kicks towards half forward. Bennett's in front. Fisted away by Fairley. Chandler. Schwass leads in the race. Beveridge does well. Works his way in front. Well played, Beveridge. Jay Viney emerges with it. Chandler's got him. Down he goes. McRae has the ball now. Left half back. McRae with some time. Decides to have a bounce. Took all his time. And as a result, the kick not particularly good. Roberts has got the run of it, though, around the outer side. Big Mark Roberts, 55 metres from goal, settles now. Sends one high down towards the kick-off line. Longmire, great mark by Carey. Carey coming back with the flight of the ball.
Yes, well, all eyes were on Longmire and Bryce as they were jostling. The high ball coming from Roberts. And you can see there Bryce holding the arm of Longmire as Carey came in and took a reasonably easy chest mark.
10 metres out directly in front. Should get this, unless he's very rusty. He's got it. North Melbourne, against the trend of play, really, lead by 3 points.
Well, he is a class at forward. This man on screen, he's only a youngster, originally from North Adelaide. There's the high ball, but he was in sensational form early in the season. He's got tremendous courage, as you can see there, running with the flight of the ball, or more or less. Eyes only for the ball. And he's done that on a number of occasions.
So North have hit the front for the first time against the trend of play. Gallagher wins in the middle. Schwass taking it backwards. German tries one out of the air, then applies a tackle to Clark. No whistle. Beveridge out of the middle for Melbourne. Jay Viney did well. Lyon, a great hand pass to Viney. 40 metres out, Viney. Steers it low into the wind. Jakovich. Mark and goal.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. And Alan Jakovich certainly is hot. Everything coming off, isn't it? The ball here is a good hand pass from Lyon to get it across to Viney. Viney then sets sail towards the goal. And look at Jakovich. Bang.
Well, Martin's got to reassess his tactics, I think. Not sure he's the man for the job.
And Gumbledon, Frank Gumbledon, the North runner, going out to Michael Martin.
Back in the middle, we've got a whistle. Centre square infringement. North Melbourne free. Gallagher will take it. Gallagher plays on. Kicking towards half forward. Poor kick. No one on the mark. Poor effort by Obst. Bryce scrambles it out. Gained about 15 metres. This is Scholl. He's at right half forward. Bryce a chance to make amends, and he does this time. playing his 10th game for Melbourne, having transferred from North Melbourne. Stretch around the outer side, intelligent kick. Dyson running into space, drops the mark. Melbourne dropping a lot of marks. Viney to Dyson. Dyson forward of the wing. Lyon in best position. McGrath will need to go. Lyon will get a free kick. That was very clever.
My word, that was well done by Gary Lyon there. He knew where McGrath was behind him. There, propping. And he used his body well and really did draw the umpire's attention to the fact. And he also sucked McGrath in.
Yes, well, he denied McGrath the run at the ball. Had he gone straight to it, Lyon, McGrath would have been able to punch away. He would have had the run. As it was, Lyon has got the ball 35 metres out from goal. What does the champ do? He misses to the right-hand side.
He laid back on that when he made contact with the ball, Gary Lyon. His first score, kicked 2-4 last week. Had he been a little more accurate, he would have kicked about 6 goals. 6 or 7 goals, I believe.
Well, Melbourne inaccurate. They could be 4 goals in front. Instead of that, they're 4 points in front. Bennett marks the kick in.
And he could kick this, Drew.
Yep, he'll be on the edge of the centre square. In fact, inside the centre square, about 60 metres from goal. Darren Bennett has gone out of the goal kicking in the last few weeks since the arrival of Jakovich. This one won't make it. Jakovich again! Got hands to it at the back line. And McGrath rushes it through for another behind of Melbourne. They're 2-6 to 2-1.
Generally, so far, looking the better side, the Demons. Mark Brayshaw. North playing the huddle. Is fairly on a lead. Just a token one. Brayshaw spears the pass into Chandler. Not much margin for error, but Chandler takes the mark up from the back pocket. Resolute defender. Kicks towards half back. Gallagher's in front. Good mark. German towards centre wing. Roberts on the lead. He and Spalding track it across the boundary line. Mark Roberts, who played so well in that surprise victory over the West Coast Eagles, cast in the role of a forward these days. Thrown in. Stynes and Gallagher. Well taken by German. He's a fine player. Hurried kick down towards half forward stretch, leading back in the race. They go through the bunker and it's out of bounds.
Yes. Be lucky to get out in one shot from this one too.
Never do.
Throw in on the 50. Stynes front position. Rock for North Melbourne. Can't get a kick clear. Yates does for Melbourne. Centre wing. Lovett. Good running by Beveridge. A poor kick. Bennett charges at it. Overruns with Fairley. Fairley comes up with the ball. German a great hand pass to Schwass. A step by Schwass. Rugby tackled by Beveridge. Play on, said the umpire. McRae, he gets a free kick. Well, I think maybe umpire Cameron a bit slow to react. He gave the second free.
Amazing.
Well, if that wasn't round the legs, I've never seen one. Dean McRae from 55 metres. Oh, it's close.
Oh.
Home for a goal. North in front.
Well, he's had a lot of absence from the game, Dean McRae. His first game back was against Essendon a couple of weeks ago, and that is a magnificent kick. 55 metres out. Would have gone every bit of 60 metres. But he really did have a good quarter last week. Let's hope he continues on from that last quarter of last week.
North Melbourne by a point. German out of the middle. Just looking at Luke Beveridge after that last tackle. He's got Nugget on his chin. Longmire comes out. Picked up by Rock. Didn't have the ball eventually. Longmire to Ramiro. Confronted. Rode. Pushes it across to Obst. Who gets it to Spalding. Breaks the tackle, Spalding. Roberts had him, but he got away. Kick towards the outer side. Good mark is taken by Staritsky. Just drifting across the face of the oncoming pack. Staritsky back towards centre half forward. Stynes in best position. Oh, good mark.
Confident mark, wasn't it?
Terrific mark. Roberts was bearing down on him, trying to punch away, and Stynes was strong enough. Squares it. This is Phoebe, who thought about going on. Steve Phoebe, right half back towards centre wing. Lyon should mark, and does.
He's being held onto by McGrath, and I think that's what the free kick was all about.
Quickly it came out to Jay Viney. High ball to the 50. Bennett in the middle of the pack, can't take the mark. Peter German for North. Well, a seesawing game, and they're turning on a similar contest to what they did in the first round. Lyon marks at centre wing. Clark back to Lyon. Gary Lyon steers the pass inside half forward. Todd Viney there, can't take the mark. Scholl gets the hand pass to Martin. His first clear possession on Jakovich. Martin up the ground to Brayshaw, back to Martin. To half forward. Bryce tried to punch away. Yates bought one way, slipped in the moving turf, and Bryce takes the ball out of play. About 55 metres out. I'm getting a few boos from the North Melbourne supporters. North lead by a point, 3-1 to 2-6.
Boundary throw in about 60 metres out from North's attacking goal. Stynes over the top. Clark goes off the deck. Brayshaw's in front of Lovett. Mark Brayshaw just up from right centre wing. Interesting game so far. Probing kick intended for Longmire. Carey, quick hands. Schwass running away from goal. German right on the 50. Peter German squares it. North have the numbers out there. Obst did well, and the ball runs out of bounds. Obst standing his ground. Again tagging today. He's picking up Matthew Larkin. Last week it was Craig Bradley, and he tagged him out of the game. There's Darren Crocker.
Rock for North. Hooks it up towards the pocket. Too wide and out of bounds. Carey leading Road to the ball that time, but it'll be a free kick to Peter Road, who in the last couple of seasons has had some stars to mark. Dermot Burton amongst them, but today's got Wayne Carey, who's playing his first game since round 10. This kick short of centre wing. Thumped forward by McGrath. Phoebe gains a couple of metres and another throw-in. 19 to 18, and we have just over 9 minutes remaining to quarter time.
And McGrath is the chap coming off for North Melbourne. Crocker on. McGrath is on Lyon.
At the moment, Martin has been left on Jakovich. Chandler, Rock, nearly the mark. Comes to Bryce. His hand pass is good. Dyson to Clark. Stynes through the middle to centre half forward. Bennett. No, not quite. Brayshaw takes it away. Todd Viney lost it, regained it. The hand pass back. Stephen Clark thumps it high. One out is Jakovich. Martin a punch from behind. Martin following up. Ooh, met solidly. Jakovich back after it. Still only about 35 metres out. 40 out. Left foot snap. A beautiful effort. Great goal.
Well, what justice is there in football? Martin was doing all the right things, but at the critical time he made that mistake. Jakovich, who was behind when the ball came down, really didn't follow up there. Martin doing well, then he goes on with it. Bit of a fumble, appealing for the free kick, and then the opportunist, Jakovich, who really does go well onto that left foot. A magnificent left foot snap.
Melbourne in front. Jakovich has 3 goals. The timing of that last interchange was horrendous for North Melbourne. Caught a man short in defence. There goes the kick.
Oh, that was holding too.
Lyon didn't get the free. Martin towards the wing. Gallagher on his chest, wants to play on. Feeds Larkin. He goes down towards half forward. In front, Roberts. Strong effort. Spalding up early. Roberts held his ground. Little chip pass towards the pocket and Rock. Rock 35 metres out, slides it across the face. Magnificent mark. Carey, no, he dropped it. Longmire with strength, pulls it back, goal.
Well, it turned out to be an easy goal for John Longmire because he was only in the goal square when he let that one go. But what a sensational leap by Carey. Here's Rock, the high ball. I thought that Carey might have got that. Look how high he got up. It just couldn't control it on the way down. Longmire with strength breaks away from Road. And then from the edge of the 10-metre square over the left shoulder, his second.
So North Melbourne back in front by a point.
Brett Lovett now on the back line, asking the selection bench who's he picking up. He's got 2 opponents on that half back line.
Back in the middle, neither Stynes nor Gallagher. 5 lead changes we've had already in the first 22 minutes of the game. Melbourne out of the middle. The pass is beautiful of Jakovich. And he is a sensation, Alan Jakovich. He's already taken 5 marks, coming up for his 6th kick. And will it be his 4th goal?
And very, very quick over the initial few yards, Drew. You can see him there getting the break on Martin.
Who's the man for him? I think McRae might be best suited. Very quick.
Could this be another change in the lead? Demons trail by a point. Jakovich kicks through this hard. Great kick. 4 goals in the first term.
That was an excellent kick. An excellent kick for his 4th goal, Alan Jakovich. There he is getting away from Martin. The pressure has really got to come on the guys up the ground so they're not able to deliver the ball. And that is a magnificent kick for goal.
So Jakovich with 4 goals, 43 for the season, fast becoming a cult figure at the MCG. Gallagher doing well against Stynes. Schwass pushed off it by Dyson. Obst against the flow, gets it to Viney. Tingay missed it. Obst knocked down by Larkin. Schwass, good hand pass. Rock away to steal. Goes to Romero. Brayshaw is on. Settles. Run down superbly by Phoebe. Longmire almost in the back. Nothing doing. Bryce battling in there. Slapped out of the congestion. Stretched close to the boundary line. Got it across to Tingay. And Lovett escorts it out of bounds.
Well, actually, John Longmire's very, very lucky because how Earl Spalding missed him, I'll never know. He had his head down over the ball. Spalding running in the opposite direction, nearly collecting him on the 10-metre square.
Both coaches showing concern. It's hard to know who's got an advantage here. Nobody at this stage. Dyson delayed his kick a bit too long. Gallagher a clever tap. German a spin. Left foot kick. Hooked it. Carey tried to keep it in. And he's moving pretty well for a man who hasn't played for 10 weeks. And we'll have a throw in the forward pocket for North. Melbourne by 5 points. 4-6 to 4-1. Jakovich has kicked 4 goals, 2 in the first quarter. Just under 5.5 minutes to quarter time. Neither ruckman again. Comes to Roberts. Kick smothered. Melbourne out of defence. And out of bounds about 25-30 metres from goal.
It was well followed up by Stynes. He was responsible for that ball. Getting away from the North Melbourne goal square.
6 possessions so far for Stynes. Make that 7. 5 kicks, 2 hand passes. Busy again today. This is Staritsky on the outer side to McRae. Running out of space. He comes back onto the right foot. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Stynes once more.
Hey, I'd like to be on him at odds on.
Terrific season. Towards midfield. Not a good kick though. McRae is up. Juggles the attempted mark. Missed it eventually. Stynes tries to go off the ground to rather Lyon. Down he goes. Crocker feeds it across to McRae.
Up towards the 50. Too long for Gallagher. Well, he played it well. The hand pass in is good to German. Left foot kick. Longmire one out.
Oh, free kick.
Bryce spoiling. No whistle. Gallagher follows up. Is that a goal? Oh, close.
It was well done by the big fellow. Gallagher to follow up there.
He's playing well, but of course mobility the problem in trying to match Stynes. This is Spalding. Left half back towards centre wing. Lovett stretching out. Couldn't quite get there. Controls it pretty well though. Then Brayshaw got him. Lovett slaps it across to the support offered by Dyson, who goes on the boundary line and scrambles a kick towards half forward. Crocker was held without it.
Actually, that was well done by Lyon because he used his body well to get in front initially. Then he missed it and really did put pressure on McRae.
Crocker towards half forward. Gallagher interfered with Stynes. So Stynes pushing up towards double figures in possessions in this first term. Across to Clark. Clark inside the attacking 50. Dropping back. The mark is held by Fairley. Melbourne lead by 4 points.
Kick by Ian Fairley to centre wing. Stynes with Gallagher again. At the back. Phoebe sees it out. Now in the hit-outs department, North at the moment leading 7-3. But Stynes around the ground. 4 marks, 9 possessions. This one comes to Crocker. Bouncing ball towards the 50. Comes through to Roberts. Off to Romero. Jose caught by Yates. Oh! Holding it, he is. What pace by Graham Yates.
That was the perfect tackle, wasn't it? He was helpless. Stretch takes the hand pass and kicks towards the outer side wing. Beveridge with the pace. Hooks it down towards half forward. Bennett and Fairley. Neither of them very quick. Bennett, wayward kick out of bounds on the full in the right full forward pocket. Well, Darren Bennett, Alan Jakovich has 4 goals, and you get the feeling he could be the man squeezed out of this team. Not suited by playing across half forward.
Well, they've got Rod Owen to come back.
Yep. Martin towards the outer side. Lyon. This is McRae. Hurried kick under pressure. Floats one down towards the wing. Stretch goes back. Staritsky running with the ball. Collided with his teammate Roberts. Eventually it comes out to Jay Viney. Stretch hard against the boundary line. Hooks it down towards half forward. Lyon is there with Crocker. Off the ground, Lyon. Fairley controlled it pretty well given the awkward nature of the bouncing ball and deflected it out of bounds.
Gary Lyon is a class player. A class player. It's just the way he got the ball on then. Off the ground.
Melbourne by 4 points. Todd Viney just gets the hand pass clear. Rock for North had it spent. German, Brayshaw. Crocker. Chance for North to hit the front before quarter time. Crocker straight up the ground. Carey climbs in front. The mark not paid to Spalding. Dyson, no mark. Phoebe crashes swash.
Ooh, that's a bit.
Umpire Saws is going to ball it up near centre wing.
In rather hard there, Jay Viney on Schwass.
And Staritsky saw it.
Oh, down goes Stynes again. Phoebe actually wins the hit out. German been prominent. His left footer to centre half forward. Romero, good trap.
Again.
Caught again by Yates. Ball spills free. Stretch got the hand pass to Phoebe. He lost control of it. North still a chance. Romero tripped over himself. The hand pass is blocked. Comes to Roberts. He kicked some vital winning goals against the Eagles. Roberts this time offline behind.
Runner there very quickly. 4-3 to 4-6.
Todd Viney going off and he's limping too. That'll be a loss for Melbourne because he has picked up about, or averages about 26 possessions a game. Simon Eishold coming on.
Roberts, a big fist back towards the pocket. Less than 20 seconds remaining in the term, and the ball is out of bounds. So North Melbourne a chance to get one last score.
The medical staff a little concerned there.
Down to 5 seconds. Backward of the pack, Schwass going nowhere. There's the siren. So at quarter time, very entertaining first quarter. Melbourne 4-6 lead North Melbourne 4-3.
There's the quarter time score. Melbourne 4-6-30, North 4-3-27. Alan Jakovich has almost the entire Demon score. He's kicked 4-2 out of their 4-6. And for North Melbourne, Longmire has 2, McRae and Carey 1 each.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
Sports World tomorrow morning, between 9 and 12 in the east, and at 8:30 in Adelaide with Bruce McAvaney. All the current sport updates, including basketball, and in the NBL it's week 17 this weekend, and so far the results of games played. Last night in Perth, the Wildcats defeated the North Melbourne Giants 109 to 101. Brisbane beat Hobart 118 to 101, and a thriller between Southern Melbourne and Sydney, a one-point game, 107 to 106. 3 other games in football being played today. Essendon at Windy Hill leading the Sydney Swans 4-5-29 to 2-3-15. Hawthorn and Footscray. Well, Footscray beat them in the first round. Can they do it again? They lead 3-3 to 2-4. And Carlton and Geelong. Some smarties tipped that. Carlton 4-4, Geelong 1-7. The Cats have won, about 7 in a row going into it. Jay Viney went off, Todd Viney went off late in the first quarter and hasn't reappeared. He looks as though, what's that, a right knee? Didn't listen to the coach's address at quarter time. Doesn't look too good for Todd Viney.
He looks very disconsolate too, doesn't he? Bad sign. Had a wonderful season.
And as you can expect, the stats are rather even as far as the possessions go. Centre breaks, well, everything really rather even. Tackles, hit-outs in favour of North Melbourne. That's about the only one there's any real discrepancy. Donald McDonald then in screen.
Start of the second term of the MCG. Stynes at the second attempt. Eishold is on the ground now. Hurried kick down towards half forward. Eventually, Lyon gets it across to Eishold, whose kick is astray down towards the pocket. Jakovich, the star of the opening term with 4 goals, tracks it across the boundary line. German 10 possessions in the first quarter. Rock had 7. They were the leaders for North Melbourne. And for Melbourne, we mentioned the performance of Jim Stynes. 10 possessions. Bennett is up. Knocks it away. Eishold, who's been in the thick of things, showed courage to go down on that ball, but socked away by McRae eventually outside the defensive 50. Race back. Phoebe leads. Staritsky sockers it away though, and it goes across the boundary line for a throw-in.
Jakovich's stats in the first quarter: 5 marks, 6 kicks, 4 goals, 2. Lyon and Crocker for the boundary throw-in. Beveridge can't get it clear. Lyon again, little hand pass. Hand pass from Phoebe to Clark. Rock, who needed courage to go in there and get the ball, and he had it to Staritsky. To centre wing. Stynes over the top of Gallagher, no mark. Punch to the front, Jim Stynes. Beveridge caught in German's tackle. And it comes just inside the line to Phoebe. Fairly in front and marks. Well, he was almost like a forward marking to that with Bennett trailing him.
Phoebe, or rather Fairley, out of defence towards centre wing, and the mark is held by Stynes. Interesting, the influence of Matthew Larkin so far, just the 1 kick. So Obbs doing another very good job this afternoon. This is Clark. It was a good kick from Stynes into space. Clark running hard and will kick from right on the 50. We saw Obbs close down Craig Bradley last Saturday and set up the victory for the Demons. And again today, a key playmaker has been taken out by the ex-South Australian. Clark's kick not particularly good. Jakovich almost the chest mark but spilt it. McRae pushes towards the boundary line. Jakovich claiming he was held, but it will be thrown in. Melbourne are 4-6, North Melbourne are 4-3, and the Demons deep in their attacking area.
Bennett this time comes to McRae round the boundary line. Dyson after it to full forward. Martin in front this time. Takes the mark in front of Jakovich. There was one occasion in the first quarter when he had similar position. Jakovich still finished up kicking a goal. Just bounces through a couple of players right to the centre of the ground. Earl Spalding there. Did he throw it to Yates? Yates the hand pass. Jay Viney just beats Roberts' tackle. Rock for North. Well played by little Rock. Got it away to German. Brayshaw's kick to centre wing. Stretch up high. Schwass. Roberts. Never looks too quick, but he's playing well at the moment. And he was slow that time. Dragged down by Stretch. Comes to Steele. Named as an emergency. Started in the 18. Chandler over the top. Peter German knocking up, getting possessions. He centres to the goal square. Longmire from behind. He's got it. Plays on and didn't kick the goal. It comes to Larkin. He does.
Well, he has been quiet today, Matthew Larkin. But what a mistake by John Longmire. He took a good mark behind Bryce and then decided to play on whether the ball was touched. The umpire called. But here it is, German. A high ball up, steadies onto the right foot. Longmire has the drop. Looked like a mark to me, but well cut off by Ops. But there's his man, Larkin.
North Melbourne by 3 points. Grinter is on. Javani is off. Dyson, a hurried kick, floating it down towards centre half forward. Brayshaw squares the ball virtually out towards right half back. Scholl slips over. Tingay keeps it in front and runs it across the line. Scholl not happy. Stephen Tingay.
A remarkable return to football, Dennis. He cut himself badly. He fell through a pane of glass at pre-season. He's got some horrible scars on his legs. Lost a lot of blood, but he's made it back. It's a terrific effort to him.
Chandler gets it down to German, who kicks it straight up in the air. Chandler goes again and gains about 30 metres around the outer side with a fist on. Roberts keeps it in. Spalding goes back and gets it to Yates. Yates driving long towards half forward. Crocker will need to go and does, punching away from Stynes. Down goes German. He's in everything. The ball's out of bounds. No, German's getting a free kick. So German, his 14th possession from right half back towards centre wing. Roberts almost the mark. That's an interesting duel. Spalding dragged off it. Claimed his obs. Down he goes. Wrestled to the ground by Stynes, another former South Australian. And it will be a bounce down.
Umpire could have been technical on that occasion and awarded the free kick against Spalding for throwing the ball.
North Melbourne by 3 points. We've had 7 changes in the lead. Stynes clean possession. Hand pass astray. Steal for North. Spalding getting back there. Met by Romero, who's caught by Yates for about the 4th time today. The umpire will ball it up.
I don't think he likes to tag Jose Romero. He had a brilliant first quarter last week. The Melbourne reserve players, 3 goals, but then Lamb was put onto him and he was shut right out of the game.
Gallagher wins down to Rock. Down he goes in Beveridge's tackle. Holding the ball, says umpire Cameron. Free kick Luke Beveridge.
He's at left half back. He goes towards centre wing. Good mark in front by Crocker. Switched on to Lyon midway through that opening term. McGrath started on Lyon. Here's Crocker from the wing towards centre half forward. They've all got to run at this one. Carey goes up, but Stynes, marvellous. Another possession. Stynes marking better this season than he ever has. Gets it across to Road. And when you think about the luxury Melbourne showed over the last couple of seasons of using O'Dwyer and finding a place for Stynes, or sometimes using him off the bench, Stynes now relishing the situation on the ground as Grinter goes down towards half forward and Lovett. Lovett pulls it back. Jakovich in the best spot down there, almost the mark. Recovers best. Running away from his own goal, Alan Jakovich with some time now. Pulls it back. Just misses. He's an exciting player. He has that something special about him that sets him apart.
And Schwash going off. Stevens coming on for North Melbourne.
Alan Jakovich, who kicked just over the century for Woodville in South Australia last year and has really moved around in his football career. German's kick to half-back flank. Grinter bust the pack.
Well done, Luke Beveridge.
Oh, he showed courage then, didn't he? The umpire said he threw the ball and has pinged it.
You can say a good tackle by Matthew Larkin if that's the case.
Larkin from half-back for North. 2 points the margin, North in front. Pack centre of the ground, Phoebe the mark. Away to Yates. Kick by Yates. Lot of room here for Jakovich. One out with his opponent Martin. He gets rid of him, but the ball hurries out. Jakovich tunnels it back in. Great play. And he snapped for goal across the face. Lyon. Oh, just touched on the behind line and through for a minor score.
Matthew Larkin has been released from that half-forward flank. Now getting a little freedom on the as a ruck rover. The op's still with him.
That was brilliant by Jakovich on the outer side to keep the ball in. This is Martin to Stynes. Out of defence, a high one towards right half back, and Scholl, a very strong mark in front. Craig Scholl, another of the heroes in that victory 9 days ago over the West Coast Eagles. He kicks down towards half forward. Stynes again, another mark. So Stynes has taken 7 marks now. His 14th possession. Offhands it falls to Stevens. Back towards North's half forward line. Stretch almost the one-hander. Rock does nicely. Romero from 40 metres out. He's off target. Carey goes back with Road. And a minor score. North increased their lead. It's 2 points now.
Kick in by Road. Stretching the pack again. Obst. Dyson. Hand pass a bit slick for Eishold. Chandler for North. Well played by Jeff Chandler. High ball short of half forward. Spalding front.
Oh,
Nothing paid for that. Comes to Dyson. Beats a couple of tackles. Spoil came late from behind from Bennett. Very open forward line again. Jakovich, a big show here in the goal square.
He's hot, isn't he, Jakovich? Martin did the right thing, started in front, but then lost it.
well, playing in front might not be the right thing against Jakovich.
Taking his eye off the ball, really, wasn't he, Michael Martin, looking at that, Dennis?
Well, he's been beaten about 4 times playing in front, Don. Maybe he's got to reassess what he's doing.
This for number 5. Melbourne back in front.
Well, it was a good effort actually by Darren Bennett, because he was at centre half forward. He really had to go and spoil the ball, which he did, and then followed up and let go with a big kick. And there's Jakovich, only eyes for the ball. Martin in front. You can see there, Martin not even looking at the ball, more concerned with the opponent. Edged out of position and finished up an easy mark. Good passage of play by Melbourne.
You're a stats man, Don. When was the last time a player kicked the first 5 goals for his team? I'll leave you to ponder that. 5-8 to 5-4. Back in the middle, Stynes gets it down. Eishold to Clark in trouble. Brayshaw's got it. Bursts through. Kicks it towards half forward. Back goes Spalding. Well gathered on the half volley by Yates. Pumping kick back towards half forward. Beveridge close to the boundary line. Luke Beveridge goes looking for Jakovich. Jakovich drops it. Martin picks it up. Well played. Strong tackle by Beveridge. It comes to Larkin nevertheless. Kicks towards the middle of the ground, and courage shown by Dyson, drifting across to claim that mark. Dyson alongside the centre circle.
Kevin Dyson, been a really good player in his first season. Free kick, Jakovich.
Oh, surely a free
he's
kick.
grabbed round the neck by Martin. Listen to the crowd. Lovett kept it in for Melbourne. Staritsky ducks a high tackle. Gets the hand pass away to Scholl. Red hot that. Scholl up towards centre wing. Gallagher should mark and does. Into German. Peter German holding things together in the middle for North. A Shepherd illegal behind play, and into the book goes Roberts.
That's bad luck for Mark Roberts. See there, Andrew Obst
Bad luck.
flexing the jaw because he has been playing well.
Well, Roberts from best on ground to in the book in the space of 9 days. Obst the hand pass away to Stynes, and once again the umpire Saws this time, going to make it come back to Andrew Obst.
Obst on the wing. Penetrating kick. North Melbourne have got the numbers, but Bennett had the run at that one and has taken the mark. About 35 metres out from goal.
Brayshaw back on Jakovich now. So it took 5 goals for the change to be made.
Martin's gone to the half back flank, picking up Brett Lovett.
Has Brayshaw got the pace to go with Jakovich? We'll find out. Bennett's kick misses to the near side. A behind then. And the Demons lead by 5 points. It's 5-9 to 5-4.
Got a classical kicking style, Darren Bennett.
Brayshaw finds Staritsky. Just inside the defensive 50. Kicks into the man on the mark, Phoebe, who goes back after it. Well played. Gets it to Clark. Draws a man. Pops it over to Beveridge. 20 metres out, Beveridge. Brayshaw forces it through. Good defence by Crocker, going very hard at Beveridge.
In fact,
Forced
I think
an error.
he smothered that ball, didn't he? Or got a hand to it.
Well, he certainly made him change what he was going to do. He pulled the kick, if in fact it wasn't a smother. He was lunging at him, Crocker. And Brayshaw content to sacrifice a behind. So the margin is 6 points, and this is McRae.
40 to 34, Melbourne in front. Kick by McRae to centre wing. Scholl punched to the ground. Oh, that one hurt. And the kick to Craig Scholl. To half forward. Yates. He's been picking up the resting Rover and marking well there at the front. Across the half back line to find a bit of space. Road coming up from defence. Gets a kind bounce. The kick by Road very wide. He was decked after he got rid of the kick.
Well, that was the second one infringement on Stevens. He gave the first one away to Clark as Road was breaking, and then gave away the second, followed up, and another push out.
The ball's coming back. Isn't that a relayed free?
Well, it really should be.
It's against Stevens. Grinter off the bench in this second quarter. Stevens trying to cover him as well. Jakovich at the back of the pack. Stynes in there. Clark front. Snap is offline. So whether they're trying to maintain Jakovich's record of kicking all the goals, I'm not sure, but Clark should have kicked that one.
5-11 to 5-4. And the scoring shots, more than the score itself, tells the story of this first half. Melbourne have had most of the ball. Brayshaw goes in short and finds Fairley. Up towards centre half back. He goes towards the outer side wing. From behind, Scholl. Good leap, good mark. Plays on immediately. Gets it across to Steele. One bounce. He's on the wing now. A runner inside. That's German. German with plenty of time. Pops it out wide looking for Carey. Almost a clever mark. Did the hard stuff but couldn't hang on. This is Rock. Confronted by Yates. Breaks clear. Pulls it back. Back goes Bryce. Marks in the goal square. Rebound opportunity for the Demons.
Ooh,
Road.
Lucky.
It took a long time to get there. Longmire almost beat it.
Actually, that was good harassment by Longmire. Road was trying to play on, but he just was frustrated by Longmire's arms.
Road out of the back pocket. Lyon has it knocked away by Crocker. Larkin goes off the ground. It goes out of bounds just inside the 50.
Gallagher going off. Schwash on for North Melbourne. Roberts may go into the ruck.
Gallagher 4 marks, 8 possessions and winning the hit-outs, but Stynes brilliant around the ground. Road, little hand pass to Stretch. From half-back. Lovett with Stevens. Bennett for Melbourne. Crocker gathers for North. Pretty open forward line. German slipped free. Peter German open goal coming up. Oh, Yates came at him. German slipped. Romero. Caught by Beveridge. He has been knocked over 100 times, Romero.
Was that a throw on a...
Well, it's bad luck for German.
Should have been a North goal. Nearly written German's goal in the record.
Just slipped at the wrong moment. Stynes gets it down. Rock is claimed by Obbs. German goes off the ground. This is Phoebe, close to the boundary line. Keeps it in, but it's all North Melbourne. Scholl drops back, takes the mark. No one standing the mark. Scholl, well, he hesitated. Eventually he goes for distance. In the pocket, Bryce, good mark. Outmarking Longmire. Gets it to Stretch, who decides to run it out. Clark will have to run very hard, and he is. Stretch kicks in that direction. Not a particularly good kick for Clark. Knocked away by McRae. Bennett, Eishold keeps it in front. Well done, Bennett. Into the path of Eishold. Probing kick down towards Jakovich. Through his fingertips. Lyon roving the pack. He's 30 metres from goal. Goes back to the voice supplied by Lovett. Unkind bounce. Jakovich couldn't control it. Knocked away by Brayshaw. This is Larkin. And away he comes from the back pocket.
Well, an exciting passage of play. Matty Larkin's kick. Martin at centre wing. Hand pass just touched by Bennett, but he couldn't knock it free. Fairly to Schwass. Schwass just back on after a spell on the bench.
Oh, good mark.
Bryce.
That was a good mark. He went to ground, Bryce, but got up and still took the mark.
Kick by Bryce short of centre wing. Bennett in front. Fairly a spoil. Grinter. Eishold, a hard one. Same direction as the ball. Glad it was him, not me.
Took the mark and plays on. Brayshaw in front of Jakovich. Takes it on his chest. So just a goal apiece so far in this term. Staritsky needed to go and did. Good mark. Showed a lot of courage. Now he's away. One bounce through the middle. Long kick. Longmire on the lead. Road. Gutsy effort.
Good mark by Road.
Now he's away. End-to-end stuff. Not too many scores. Road towards half forward. Eishold.
Good play by Lyon to keep Crocker down. Allowed Eishold to drift in front of them.
Certainly was. Jakovich is favoured by the kick. Back he goes. Clark will give it over the top. Willie to Jakovich. Pops it up very high in the air. Jakovich and Brayshaw. Brayshaw did well. Lyon couldn't control it. Brayshaw once more. Good defence. Gets it to Staritsky. Scholl. Clever evasion. McRae. Back to Scholl. Scholl runs it up towards the wing. Kicks towards half forward. Yates. No contest.
50 metres.
Against Wayne Carey.
Graham Yates wants to watch it. Nearly put the hand in Carey's face. Could have given away that free kick, or the 50 metres. There it is, 50 metres.
Silly.
Kick by Yates. Jakovich leads. Well, you might be asking the question, when was the last time a player kicked the first 5? But later in the game, we might be saying all 12 or 15, the way this is going.
That's a good kick by Yates, and also a good lead by Jakovich.
Don's still working on it. That's his project.
Well, obviously, you know the answer, Dennis.
No idea. Who would it be? Can you think of someone? Ablett, did he do that? First 6?
Don't think they've made that record book. Jakovich. This one holds up a bit back into the breeze. Just sneaks home, though.
Oh. Well, what a remarkable goal. It just dropped. It really did hold up. Distance was a problem. So you can go back North Melbourne and rue the 50-metre penalty, because that 50-metre penalty gave Yates the kick, and he sent it up towards Jakovich for a goal.
Out of the middle north, but only as far as stretch. I was thinking the last time a player kicked all his team's goals, I can think of one. I think it was John Worsfold at Windy Hill for the Eagles the season before last or so.
One.
That's right. Out of bounds. Right half forward for Melbourne. Siri did it this season. That's right, of course, against Footscray. A lot of input. 6-11 to 5-4. Melbourne doing well at the present time, having their best patch of the game, at least on the scoreboard. Steele got it to Schwass. This is German. He's been very good in the opening half. Lures a man, then pops it across to Scholl, who swings it out very wide, presenting Longmire with quite a task. He tries to knock it to Ramiro. Succeeded. Yates got him again. Yates is doing very well. Larkin taken high. That was rather clumsy by Clark.
Oh, this will be reversed.
By Cameron going across, having a word to Scholl. The kick, I think, will stand.
Well, really, he should have reversed it.
It's a relayed kick.
Now, hang on, it's going
off the hand pass. He's given it, so he's relayed it. Only about 10 metres, but a better angle for German.
He'll kick this, Peter German.
He's a terrific player, Peter German, and that's a fine kick. North Melbourne get closer. That's their 6th. They're 6-4. Melbourne 6-11.
Well, not a problem to German. He usually lets them go. If he gets it around the 50-metre mark on the run, it's usually a goal. He was only 40 metres out on that occasion. He wasn't on the run, but distance wasn't a problem for him. And he's done exceptionally well today, Peter German.
19 possessions so far, Don.
5 3/4 minutes to go to half-time. Stynes wins in the middle. Lyon.
Martin in the ruck too for North Melbourne.
Gallagher off the ground. They're really lacking a specialist ruckman. Chandler's hand pass is knocked down. Comes to Tingay. Stynes out in open space. Can he get this?
Maybe Drew Martin's got to just run or use his mobility on Stynes. So that might be the reason why Martin is in the ruck. Also the fact that he couldn't control Jakovich.
A boundary throw-in. 7 points the difference. Melbourne in front. Clean possession. No, he had clean possession. Then it was dirty possession. Stynes. Now Melbourne have it. Obst. His left footer. Jakovich from behind. Plays on. Will this make it? Oh, it broke back and was taken over the line. So we'll give it a rush behind. We won't give it a score to Jakovich, but I've got him for 6 goals 4.
Why did he play on? That's the question.
Only 30 metres out, if that.
Now, actually, Peter Cameron's having a word to him now. Not frightened to mouth off Alan Jakovich.
No, he seems pretty fiery. Brayshaw kicks in. Schwass up in front. Good grab, that one.
Actually, Gary Lyon should have punched that on that occasion. He was behind.
Underestimated Schwass, obviously. He's at left half back. Towards centre wing. Carey got a fist on it. Got it away from Spalding. This is Larkin. Pretty quiet so far. Inside to Steele. Steele running towards half forward. Intent initially on drawing him in. Still he wants to, but eventually was indecisive and wasted the kick. It's gone directly across the ground. Phoebe leads in the race out there. No one to kick to. He goes towards the boundary. Scholl trying to get across there in time. It's a pretty good effort. What a wonderful kick around the outer side by Stephen Phoebe. He looked up. Scholl was the only man within, I suppose, 70 or 80 metres down the ground, and he beat him, just running it out of bounds, tantalisingly close to the North Melbourne player.
Actually, what Steele did could almost earn him a conversation on the phone with the coach. He ran way too far and didn't use his teammates. McGrath to Rock. Short pass to German. Peter German outstanding. Round the corner he goes to Roberts at right half forward. Too far out to score. Centering kick. Longmire with Bryce.
She's doing well, Bryce. He's in front.
Being held that time and wins the free kick. Yes, he's been a good player. Beveridge up before acceptances. Stynes with Schwass. Holding the ball.
Oh,
yes. Well, Jimmy Stynes can't do a thing wrong.
You wouldn't see that too often, would you? A real will-o'-the-wisp like Schwass. And Stynes was sweating on him and got him. Marvellous stuff by the champ. Plus 50. What a player. He is unique. There's no question about that, Jim Stynes. He's hard to categorise. Centering kick. Back goes Bennett. Got a hand to it. It falls behind. Scholl comes away. German again. McRae on the burst. Up through midfield. Probing kick intended for Longmire, who gets rid of Bryce. Runs back into an open goal and kicks it. Well, the umpire had no angle on that one. He was running down the middle. Bryce was between he and Longmire, and I'm sure he couldn't have seen what the heck happened there. 7-4 to 6-12.
Well,
Watch it again.
A player doesn't come out of screen or in play at 1,000,000 miles an hour if he's not pushed. Look at that. You can't fight that. Oh. But anyway, that's Longmire's third goal. He won't take it back.
Well, Longmire got away with that. Kicked his third goal. That's 73 for the season. Back in the middle with 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. Anybody's game. Demons by 2 points. Stynes wins the hit-out. Lyon. Lovett applying the tackle. Played that by McRae. Gave the hand pass away. Stynes another possession. Oh, big climb and a mark by Scholl.
Most improved player, Craig Scholl.
Kick by Scholl to half forward. Stynes gets back there and punches away to the front. Eishold to Grinter. Grinter straight up the middle. Jakovich. He was held down by Brayshaw. Fairley took the mark.
Great mark by Fairley.
Kicks towards the outer side wing. Melbourne have got the numbers out there. German kept out of it. Tingay's got it. Didn't know what to do with it. German's beaten 3 of them. Across to Stevens, who kicks down towards half forward. Stynes once more. Jim Stynes, 8th mark, 17th possession. Grinter tries to knock it on. Stevens slips over. Did well, got it to Scholl, who's having a very good second term. Kicks in towards centre half forward. Beveridge arriving in the nick of time, but Martin with power. 35 metres out. Goes goalward. It's good. Great goal, North. So North Melbourne have kicked the last 3 or 4 goals, is it? And they've come storming back. Certainly the last 3.
And this is Stynes' man, Michael Martin. And Martin using his mobility to advantage as he goes in and blasts a goal. So it'll be interesting to see this matchup. Stynes now starting to get hit-outs. And Martin's got to use his mobility more.
Back in the middle. Stynes wins, but only to Larkin. North charging into this game. 9 changes of the lead we've had. Bryce lost it. Roberts. Kick smothered by Yates. A minute left to half-time. Yates back after it. Kicked pretty wide. Tingay missed it. Scholl. German. Don't think he kept it in. No, it's out of bounds for a throw-in. Well, Peter German. I suppose when you're that size, you're supposed to get plenty of the ball. He's had 22 possessions, but I don't know about Stynes. If you're 6'6", I don't know whether you're supposed to get 17 possessions in a half a game of football. And when you consider that he started playing the Gaelic game with a round ball where marking really wasn't a feature, and he's just adapted to this game in the space of 5 or 6 years, Don. It's incredible.
An outstanding athlete. He's still got a lot to learn as far as the actual ruck work goes. He gets caught behind a lot, especially in boundary throw-ins, but his mobility is certainly an asset and a lethal weapon.
If there's any more in Ireland, every club would want to know about him. Stynes palms this one down to Beveridge. His high ball to centre wing. Chance for North to get another one. McRae wanted to play on. The umpire paid the mark, but he was playing on and was caught. And that is half-time at the MCG. Well, a lot different to their last two contests. Melbourne won this season by 70. North Melbourne won last year by 100. But in this game, it's a 4-point game, and there have been 9 changes in the lead. North by 4 points.
You got the feeling halfway through that term, I mentioned Melbourne were having their best period of the match. They may have got a little complacent because they let North Melbourne back in, and North really started to run the ball through midfield. Melbourne sorely missing Todd Viney off the ground with what appeared to be a knee injury. He had 5 possessions till the time he came off. We saw him at quarter time. He looked very disconsolate, so there could be some bad news there as far as the Demons are concerned. Half time, North Melbourne 8-4, Melbourne 6-12.
So it's Michael Martin in ruck. 5 goals kicked on him at full-back, and now he's up against Jim Stynes, the best player this season. So he's had a tough day, Martin. Anyway, North Melbourne came out with it. Stevens couldn't get the kick clear. Clark for Melbourne only back towards the centre circle. Chandler had it, lost it. Umpire paid the mark. Melbourne fans didn't like that.
Brett Lovett on the half-back flank for Melbourne. Earl Spalding's gone up forward.
Chandler's kick just inside the 50, and there he is, Jim Stynes again to take his 9th mark.
And as we saw, Gary Lyon right beside Jim Stynes, so Lyon obviously playing on the back line now.
Kick by Stynes back towards the centre. Climb by Bennett. And Bennett seems to have sacrificed his own game to come well up the ground and leave the forward line open. This kick dropping short of Jakovich. Brayshaw missed it. He taps back, still a chance for Melbourne. Phoebe overruns it with Staritsky. Well played by Staritsky. On all fours. Gets it away to Rock. Rock's hand pass to a running McRae.
McRae towards half forward. Eishold had it, then lost it. Dives on top of it. Claimed by Schwass, and the umpire goes across to ball it up.
A little hard. He had it head between the legs of Schwass. Really couldn't move it on then. Simon Eishold
did pretty well. Eishold outnumbered 2-1. There's the bounce. Stynes off his fingertips. It comes to Rock inside the centre square. Pulls it back across his body. Romero running into space inside the 50. Does most of his work forward of centre, Jose Romero.
Early in the season, it was Rock who seemed to be playing that forward, permanent forward pocket. Romero doing the work up the ground. Now it's changed around. Rock has been in really good form. A little flat since the state game.
Roberts' lead ignored. Romero kicks from 48 metres. Has it got the carry? They contest right on the line, and Bryce knocks it against the post. North Melbourne increased their lead, 8-5, 6-12. Alan Jakovich has all the goals for the Demons. Quite unique.
Paul Bryce not too sure. Playing for Melbourne against his old team. Kicks at 60 metres. Comes to Eishold in front of the pack. He's holding it, says the umpire.
Really?
The umpire didn't believe Eishold's attempts to hand pass away. Back to Rock. Clark comes in to spoil. Martin goes to ground. Eishold's back there, keen to make amends. His hand pass is knocked out of play in Dennis Cometti's bunker, and we'll have a throw in. Sand wedge would be a good choice.
The boundary umpire goes to his bag. Martin and Stynes. Martin in front, wrestling match. It falls to Stevens. Hurried kick down towards full forward. Longmire was held.
Rowan Sawyer's right on the spot on that occasion, but then again, they're both guilty, Longmire and Bryce, of holding one another. They've been at it all day. And one has held the other as much as the other has held the other. If you can make sense of that.
I understand completely. So here's Longmire. That worries me. Longmire from 20 metres out. It's a goal. 4 to John Longmire, and North Melbourne have been terrific today, and they stretch their lead.
Yes, well, he's starting to get on course now with his kicking, Longmire. 3-3 last week. He holds the ball or gets near the ball quite a lot, just can't capitalise. But he's kicked 4 straight today.
.74 for the season for John Longmire, with 4 rounds to go and possibly finals. Will he get the 100 that he missed out on last year? Here go North out of the middle. Staritsky. Good kick across the ground. Schwass. Gee, should have grabbed that. Taken by Tingay. Bouncing ball to Clark. Mistake by North could cost them a goal. Clark short pass. Eishold marks about 60 metres from goal. Pumps it long and high. Stynes is there. Oh, Bennett. It's Stynes. Comes from behind and takes the mark.
Actually, that's good play by Stynes. That really does put the pressure on the opposition ruckman. But Martin was equal. He was down there with Stynes, following it everywhere, but he was just too big on that occasion. He had the bigger leap, and he came from behind.
Well, this is going to spoil Jakovich's day. Kicked all 6 for Melbourne up until this. Surely Stynes will break that run from right in front. Well, that's great, because you often see a ruckman drifting across in defence as a spare man and doing his business across the half-back line, but to get up forward and be taking marks and kicking goals, as well as the possessions he's had everywhere, is fantastic.
Well, it is terrific, and I've still got a case for the big man resting, because in the forward pocket, because you can see the advantage of a big man on that occasion. Jakovich just not quite big enough. You can rest your ruckman down there. I think they're still at an advantage.
5 points the margin then. Martin wins it. Knocked on by Romero, taken by Dyson though for the Demons. So Melbourne go forward. Storming up the ground was Brayshaw, but a clever mark was taken in front by Bennett, who wanted to play on. He was dragged down by Fairley. Now it's with Jakovich. Jakovich from 20 metres out kicks a goal. His 7th. 2 quick goals to Melbourne, and they're in front.
Well, he's a real opportunist, isn't he, Jakovich? Why did Bennett play on? Can't understand it. Obviously thought he was in the clear, and that's a good mark by Bennett. There, now he wants to play on. Fairly had him by the jumper, brought him down. Well done, Spalding.
Jakovich's 7th goal. Stynes has one in the middle for Melbourne. They've kicked the last couple, the Demons, and lead by a point. We've had 10 lead changes. Lovett, no great distance with that kick. Chandler couldn't take the mark. Eishold for Melbourne, number 25. Dyson off the ground. Staritsky over the ball. Obst. Dyson again. Obst. Socket forward and out of bounds in the forward pocket. 60 plays 59, and all of a sudden a rush by the Demons has them in front again.
Real crunch game for both these teams this afternoon. North can't afford to drop it inside the 6. Their record 11-6, but Melbourne, Collingwood and the Adelaide Crows queuing up just outside the 6. Eishold got it from Bennett and kicks a goal. 3 quick goals to the Demons, and they've skipped away suddenly and lead by 7 points.
Well, let's hope that gives Simon Eishold a little confidence. He has been down, consequently his form's been struggling. Bennett, who used his body well then. He's got a good football brain, Darren Bennett. Not frightened to use his body at boundary throw-ins. Will work in front. That was a good step by Simon Eishold.
66-59. Stynes clean possession. Another 3-vote game for Jim Stynes. That's unless Jakovich kicks 18 or something. Across the half-back line. That kick by Crocker. Doesn't find touch. Eishold pumps it back. Clark is there. Jakovich waits. And the ball out of play about 30 metres around from the behind post for a throw-in. Alan Jakovich has kicked 7-3.
Well, both these teams have gone in spurts today. Melbourne midway through the second term, then North Melbourne came back at them. To start this term it was North, and now Melbourne getting a run on. Fairly, down to Romero, out of defence towards midfield. Mark is missed by Stevens. He keeps it in front. Obst arriving though for Melbourne. Now Martin gave it away, straight to Stretch, who goes against the flow. 55 metres out, the kick was half smothered. Comes to Bennett, to Spalding, 20 metres out, and he's kicked another one. A real power surge by Melbourne now, and they lead by 13 points, 10-12 to 9-5. They could be in the process of breaking this game open.
It was like a training routine, wasn't it? Here's Stretch getting it. He goes to the long one, but it's smothered. And then Bennett gets onto it. There's the training activity, just a cross casual to Spalding, and he runs in with no pressure.
Free kick in the middle to North Melbourne, taken quickly by Martin. Roberts couldn't take the mark. It was reported earlier on, Mark Roberts. Little kick out on the full by Tingay. And a chance for North. Well, North kicked the first goal of this quarter, but Melbourne have kicked 4 in 4 minutes.
Gallagher coming on, Martin off for North.
Well, you've got to put somebody on Stynes. You've got to do something to stop his dominance. Mark dropped by Scholl, but paid by the umpire. 13 points the difference, Melbourne in front. Longmire, good mark.
It's given too much latitude by Paul Bryce. Bryce started 5 metres behind on that occasion and just could not make up the distance. You cannot afford to give a fellow that much room. Look, there's the distance.
He's kicked 4, going for number 5, John Longmire. Good effort.
Well, we've got 2 pretty good full forwards on the ground. Jakovich at one end, Longmire at the other. And when you've got forwards like this, it really does reward the work of the fellows further down the field. They have their work capitalised upon. That's a good kick by Longmire. He's been very, very accurate. Hasn't kicked a point today. 5 goals straight.
(10-5 to 10-12), just over 17 minutes remaining in this third term. Gallagher and Stynes, it falls at their feet. Romero goes in, there's a whistle. Melbourne getting a free kick. It'll be taken by Beveridge, who wastes no time. He kicks it down towards Stynes, who did well to turn round and find that one.
It was an excellent effort, wasn't it?
Terrific.
Because his man was still in the centre of the ground.
21 possessions to Stynes, who kicks from just outside the 50. Probing kick, they contest right on the goal line, off hands, in front, down goes Clark. Romero, was he in his back? Not according to the umpire. German gets it out of bounds. It will be thrown in. Peter German, a little quieter so far in this term, certainly by the pace he was setting in the first half. He's had 22 possessions.
He had 22 to half time. He hasn't touched it yet this quarter in 11 minutes.
Eishold tried to keep it in front. Romero claimed by Beveridge.
And the North Melbourne runner has made a beeline for Gallagher, Michael Gallagher, and I bet the message is stay with Stynes.
Good luck. That's all I can say.
Tough contract. So here's the bounce, about 25 metres out from the Demons' attacking goal. Bennett got a fist on it. Staritsky controlled it pretty well, dragged off it by Eishold. Down goes German. And he's getting a free kick. Not much in that, but Peter German's got the free.
Dominant in the first half with 3 marks and 22 possessions. Peter German straight up the ground for Gallagher. Here comes Stynes. Punches from behind, but only to Larkin. Larkin's hand pass wide to Stevens. Stevens left footer to half forward. Carey making a return. Done all right too. Here he goes, getting away from Gary Lyon. A centering kick. Great stuff to Roberts.
There's a free kick. I think it... Is he going to pay the advantage? No, he's not. He's taking that back. I wonder why.
Pushing the back as he was kicking, but it's really a tough one on North Melbourne.
They'd play the advantage, Dennis. The ball obviously left Carey, and I think...
Well, it had 2 chances of being Roberts, either advantage or a relay.
I think he beat him with the whistle was all. The ball probably just left the boot when he blew the whistle.
Carey's stats don't look all that good, but he's cut a path for teammates, and he's found Longmire a couple of times. From the boundary line, 45 metres out. The margin is 7 points. This to bring it back to 1 point. Offline, one straight kick in it. Oh, and listen to the North Melbourne fans. They reckon it should have been a goal to Roberts.
Wayne Schimmelbusch, rather pensive. Road kicks in, virtually straight down the middle. He's looking for Stynes, and why not? Gallagher up in front, though, did well. This is Chandler. Tengay, who hasn't had a very good day, standing in the path of Chandler. Eventually, they work it forward from Dyson, but the mark is held by McRae. Forward of the centre circle, Dean McRae. Interesting. Oh, what courage!
That is courage. Wow.
Ramiro. Whoa. Woof. That was a superb effort by Jose Ramiro. You won't see any more courage than that.
Oh, you get this on replay. Watch this. Look at eyes only for the ball. Oh,
Gee whiz.
good effort. Good effort from the little fella. And he's up and he's all right.
Great to see.
Well, it warrants a goal, that effort, which
No
would level
question.
the scores.
Jose Ramiro, something heroic. Just under 14 minutes remaining in this term. Obviously a bit shaken. This could test him. Into the man on the mark. Often the case. Clark goes off the ground and gets it out of bounds. Well, bad luck for Jose, but I don't think he's quite with us just yet.
Also a good effort by Clark on the mark. Here it is. Actually, this is a good passage of play, isn't it? Firstly, the courage of Ramiro, and then the good effort by Clark on the mark to smother that kick.
Boundary throw in. Right half forward for North. Gallagher's in front. Got it down decisively to Scholl. Robbed of it by Obst, though. Floats a kick towards centre wing. Crocker goes back with courage. Couldn't mark it. Spalding emerges with the ball. Long kick down towards Jakovich. Oh, well played by Brayshaw. Brayshaw on the burst. In short to Stevens. Confronted by Lovett. A runner outside. He's told to play on. Kicks down towards half forward. Carey and Lyon. Lyon. Superbly done.
A forward in the first half, a defender now. To Lovett, just forward of centre wing. So Melbourne's miracle charge of 4 goals in 4 minutes has been halted. But this is a good mark by Dyson. Too far out to score. Jakovich led and then goes back to the goal square. Dyson goes as hard as he can. Bennett in good position now. Offhands, Jakovich! Oh, sensational!
Well, you couldn't describe that goal. You'd have to see a picture of it. That'd have to nearly go down as one of the goals of the year.
Now, I can say that Dennis Stewart kicked a goal like that in a League Cup for Manchester City.
And watch this, Jakovich. Oh, excuse me, please.
Well, what a remarkable goal. Here's Clark out of the middle. Melbourne go forward again. Jakovich will lead back in the race. Open goal is beckoning. He goes off the ground and he's missed this time.
I think they should take him off, Dennis.
He got the scissor kick. He missed the penalty. 11-13 to 10-6. Remarkable stuff.
8 goals for
Alan Jakovich. The buzz goes around this ground. Chandler. Melbourne 11-13, North 10-6. Rock sold into trouble. Dyson soccers away. Beveridge has got it. Back towards Jakovich once more. Knocked away. Well done by Crocker with some time. As the sun breaks through, he kicks towards midfield. Obst knocked it away from Larkin. This is Steele through the centre. Goes looking for Roberts. Wide of the mark. It falls behind a Longmire. Strong tackle by Yates. Holding the ball. Yates has tackled superbly this afternoon.
and been awarded in nearly every occasion.
A vice-like grip that time. Stretch. 79 to 66. Melbourne by 13 points.
50 metres.
No, says umpire Cameron. Two of the league's most experienced umpires, Cameron and Saws, in charge. Mark to Spalding. A beauty.
Good mark. Earl trying to get away, but being held there by Crocker.
Gee, that forward line has been kept open for Jakovich.
Oh, that should be 50, surely.
Surely.
He's yet to kick 10, Jakovich. I'd like to be on him today. Here he comes. But Staritsky got back there to help Brayshaw and took a good defensive mark. 11-13 to 10 goals 6. Melbourne in front. 10.5 minutes to three-quarter time.
Like a final now. Stretches up and he's paid the mark. I'm not sure it was. Stephen Stretch down towards left half forward. Best and fairest in 87 for the Demons. Came across from West Torrens. He goes looking for the key forward again, Jakovich. It's fisted away though. In trouble, German. Eishold, a clever handball. Beveridge 20 metres out and he's missed.
Yeah, that was an excellent handball by Eishold to squeeze it through to Beveridge.
Beveridge should have done better. Lets himself down on occasions. The hard work had been done. A breather for Brayshaw.
Well, Michael Martin's about to come back. Will he be full back, ruckman or where?
They're making changes. Frank Gumbleton's going down to the forward line. That's the North Melbourne runner.
I was going to say. That's a big move. There's Steele. Still deep in his own defensive area.
So Roberts, Mark Roberts, looks as if he's going to the back line, so they're going to pull a few moves here, North Melbourne.
Steele to the outer side wing. Dyson leads back in the race. Well played. This is Lovett. The centering kick. Spalding's got it. Surrounded by teammates. Can play on. Jakovich on the burst. He's in front. He's marked. Stretch runs onto the square. I don't think he'll be getting it. Jakovich hits the deck. Nothing to that.
In front of Brayshaw. Michael Martin on for North Melbourne.
So Jakovich has got 8.
And it could have been about 12.
Yes.
Easily.
And his 8th was the most spectacular, I'd suggest, of the season. Now kicking at number 9. May have missed. It's close. Now it's home. 9 goals to Alan Jakovich. 9 of 12. And Melbourne lead by 20 points.
It's an excellent effort. It's his best effort by far this year, Alan Jakovich. Getting away from Brayshaw. Just wonder who they can put back there. Maybe Crocker could go back in it for a spell and see what he could do.
Nine goals to Jakovich, 48 for the season. Roberts gets the hand pass out. He's now up on the ball. To Stevens, to Longmire at full forward, but Price, an ex-North Melbourne player, outmarks him. Away to Yates. Left footer, short of centre wing. Phoebe, a good tackle. Umpire will ball this up.
He really does lay a heavy tackle, Andrew Obst. You see him there getting up. A very good player.
86 to 66, Melbourne leading. Been an outstanding third quarter. After North kicked the first goal of the term. Nothing doing out of this.
Oh.
Another ball up.
Scholl and Grinter at it.
Geez, a lot of players around this. Might have to be a free kick soon to clear the area. Your go, Dennis.
See what we can do. It's been a terrific term, this one. 7:25 remaining till three-quarter time. Melbourne by 20 points. North needing the next goal. Spalding shielding the ball. Made a path for Tingay. He goes down towards half forward and Clark. Left the ball behind. McRae going nowhere. Confronted by Tingay. And the ball goes across the boundary line from the hands of Chandler. The tempo has really picked up. They're playing for keeps now. The stakes are high, and as you'd expect, these two sides rising to the occasion. Boundary throw in. Robertson Stynes shoulder to shoulder. Stynes got it down to Beveridge. Claimed by Scholl. Down he went. Stynes picks it up like a rover. He's claimed. And another bounce. Melbourne led by 3 points at quarter time. The Kangaroos led by 4 points at half time. Not a good bounce. It favours Clark. Knocked on by Spalding. Intelligently, Stretch has got it now. He breaks towards centre half forward, gives it to Grinter. Grinter from 60 metres out. Jakovich is running back. How will it bounce? Back over his head. Knocked through by Brayshaw. Well, Jakovich was trying again to kick it out of mid-air over his head. Going to be hard to practice at training.
Well, that last volley shot, I'm sure he dragged it from behind him. Somehow he hooked it around. Unbelievable. We'll see plenty more of that for the remainder of the season. Brayshaw straight up the ground. Roberts tried to hook it on for North. Then I think he was taken without it.
Stynes is injured too. Stynes is injured on the edge of the square.
Collided with Spalding.
Geez, that'd be bad news for Melbourne. If he hasn't got the votes in the Brownlow already, it'd be bad news for himself. He might have won it already. Schwass tries to see it to the line. He waited and waited for it to go out. Jimmy Stynes back on his feet. Good news. What a game. 11 marks, 17 kicks, 4 hand passes, Jim Stynes. And we've got 5.5 minutes and then another half an hour.
Boundary throw in. Spalding hooks it down to Obst. Clever. Gets it to Stretch. Floats one inside the 50. Eishold is going back, and that's a very good mark. And you just get the feeling now that the resistance is starting to crumble from North. Melbourne winning the tight situations.
It's a good mark by Simon Eishold, but I wouldn't bank him as far as a kick, but the short one's on if he goes quickly to Phoebe. Oh, he could have just popped it over because Phoebe was by himself in the hole.
Eishold has been busy since coming on the ground. And the kick just in short. This is Fairley. He'll bring it away. Not a good kick from Eishold. Clark should mark. No, well played. Knocked on by McRae. Martin had it slapped away by Spalding. Picked up by Stretch. Grinter.
That was a good kick by Stretch because he spotted Grinter by himself and got the ball there. It was an excellent pass.
Good move by Northey. Spalding's been most influential on the forward line in this term. He's had a very good quarter. Grinter.
Seems the more full forwards whistle for the ball quickly, the slower the deliverer is.
It's all part of a tactic. Here's Dyson from the short pass. He's directly in front, but a long way from goal. Gives it a ride on the breeze. Bennett flies from behind.
Well, the value of a big fellow in the forward pocket. And Bennett, the big fellow in question. A big mark.
Yet to kick a goal this afternoon, completely overshadowed by Jakovich's performance. But this will be an important one for Melbourne. It's a goal.
Nonetheless, he's done particularly well at Bennett, working hard at centre half forward. He's done it, used his body well at ruck throw-ins, created plenty of opportunities. It's a difficult position to play centre half forward, but that was a magnificent kick from Dyson. And a big mark by Bennett. Had to drop from behind.
In this quarter, Melbourne 7 goals, 3 to 2-2. Here they come again. Stynes. Round the corner he goes with the kick. McRae in front. Spilled a mark that he should have taken. Grabbed by Dyson. Open goal. But he hooked it.
Wasn't a good kick off the boot, that one. You see the ball didn't spin in the way it should have. It meant to be a drop punt. Instead of going end over end, it went side over side.
Brayshaw short passes to Martin. What a day he's had. 5 goals on him by Jakovich when he was at full back, then moved into the ruck. And Stynes continued his dominance. Stynes here again. Bennett in front. Oh, beautiful play on his own. Well, the last one was a practice. This time, Kevin Dyson from 45 metres.
Seven-point play.
He really did make sure of that, didn't he? It was an excellent mark by Bennett. Melbourne just too tall now, taking a lot of good high marks. And it was Bennett who spotted Dyson by himself. Quickly, well done, Bennett. As I mentioned earlier, you've got a good football brain. Dyson casually, he really does make sure of it. Lets it go from 45 metres out, a magnificent kick.
Well, it's been a marvellous half hour by the Demons. 30 minutes that could put them in this season's finals, as they've gone right over the top of North Melbourne. And they've kicked away now to lead by 33 points. Larkin, who's been so well held by Obbs, trying to go through the centre. McGrath's in there too. Eventually it comes to Roberts. Can they muster a late goal? Yates is in front of Romero, trying to go off the ground north. Nothing doing. Yates still in there. Eventually it comes back to Steele. Shrugs a tackle. Pulls it across his body. Good effort. Goal.
There's some good work being done there by Graham Yates. He just couldn't trap the ball, but he struggled pretty hard. The ball spilled out to Steele. And Steele coming straight off the ground. That's an interesting one, isn't it? You kick a goal, you come straight off, being replaced by Schwash. There, Yates battling particularly hard. The ball spills out. Steele breaks the tackle of Yates and quickly gets his kick.
Just needed to get the arm there, didn't he?
Well, North have kicked 3 goals in this quarter. Melbourne have kicked 8. McRae knocked back by Obst. Martin loses it, regains it. Well done. Roberts, a mighty kick. 2 on 2. Carey can't take the mark. Crocker! And it's run through by Rhodes for a rush behind.
Wayne Schimmelbusch, second season as coach. So far 123, lost 16. Road towards the outer side wing. Roberts knocks it forward. Beveridge is at right half back. In bright sunshine now, he kicks through centre towards half forward. Oh, good mark. Bennett, quick hands. Got it away to Dyson. Dyson looking for Jakovich, and Jakovich is looking for number 10, and he's taken the mark. Plays on. Lovett. Well, fine team football by Jakovich.
The ball just got to Brett Lovett before McGrath could get there.
Very strong mark by Jakovich in the pack.
Here it is, confident pass, and just gets there. Unselfish play.
Lovett directly in front. The goal umpire travels a bit of distance, but it's a goal. And the margin is 32 points.
Well, Brett Lovett's first goal started at a half forward, playing as a half back now, and it's good to see half backs running down the ground. But also the other thing with Jakovich is the fact that he's a two-sided player. It's a good kick here by Dyson. Also good play earlier by Bennett to get it quickly across, but here's a two-sided Jakovich. See, quickly onto the left foot, not a problem. Normally a right foot kick.
Well, to half-time, Jakovich had kicked all of Melbourne's 6 goals. In this quarter, he's added 3, and there have been 6 other goal scorers. Spalding takes the mark at centre-half forward, and he has a chance to kick his second, Earl Spalding.
I wouldn't like to back Earl Spalding in. He's not the most reliable kick for goal.
If he kicks it, it'll be a 10-goal quarter for Melbourne, and that'll probably be their best stretch of football for the season. At one stage, they lost 5 games in a row and were threatened with missing out on the finals. They're outside the 6 at the moment. Kicked by Spalding. Jakovich, he marked it inside the field of play. Right on the siren. So this is for his 10th. It's for Melbourne's 10th for the quarter. And the way he's been kicking goals, I'm on him.
He can't run around though, Drew. If he runs around, he'll be called play on, and the quarter will end.
Well, he should go back further, Dennis, and open up the space.
Ticklish one for the umpire here. He's got to watch him closely.
Kick by Jakovich after the siren. A banana. Oh, the arms have gone up. He's kicked it. That's double figures for Alan Jakovich. And it's only 3/4 time. A 10-goal quarter for the Demons. Sensational. Melbourne 16-15. North 11-7.
111 plays 73. A 10-goal third term by the Demons has blasted this game asunder. One down by Stynes, who's been outstanding. Eishold knocks it on down towards half forward. Crocker knocks it wider, taken by Lovett, though he pulls it back across his body. Jakovich again. The adrenaline would be pumping. This time he's penalised, and Brayshaw will get the free kick.
It's a rather soft one.
Well, the personal best this year is, what, 13 by Sumich against Footscray? We could see that beaten.
12 by Lockett.
50 metres to Brayshaw, and Jakovich knows he's got a wide vocabulary, I would say, to the umpire, and umpire Cameron understood that perfectly and wasn't too impressed.
Needs to be very careful, Jakovich.
He's gone! Jakovich has given him one too many, and Cameron's reporting it.
Peter Cameron making the point to the runner. He warned him before a couple of times, he said. I suppose that's got to be fair enough.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a sensation if he goes on Monday night, hot on the heels of a 10 or more goal performance.
Well, it's all happened in the second half here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Bryce, strong mark.
Great mark.
So Jakovich has kicked Teddy's on report. There's Bryce out of the back pocket towards centre wing. Spalding and Crocker, almost to Spalding one-handed. Over the ball is German. Larkin, as always, Obst in close attendance. Roberts, only as far as Phoebe. Gets it out to accommodate the run of Yates, who's been a fine defender. Yates, not a particularly good kick, though. Gained about 25 metres. Beveridge.
Oh, Beveridge.
What a good mark.
That wasn't a good kick from Yates.
Found himself between a rock and a hard place and took a very good mark. Down towards half forward. Chandler got a hand to it. Grinter, quick hands. Lovett slips over. Eishold's got it. Oh, great tackle, Chandler. Bennett couldn't control it. Steele did well, going against the flow. Untidy handball, though. Martin in trouble. Martin and Steele battle away. Phoebe misses the mark. Dyson, and now Stynes. With some space and time, pumps it back in once more. And the mark is held down there by Brayshaw.
Back to McGrath. He goes towards the outer side. Not the best option. That should have been a mark out there to stretch. The umpire will ball it up. Peter German outnumbered. Well, umpire Cameron's had an interesting day. His ears were burning.
I think he was reluctant to make that report, you know.
Yeah, he did give him a lot of chances to say, cool it. Here's Steele. Came into the side, named as an emergency. Stevens back to Steele. That's gone, holding the ball. Had to be. Not sure the whistle went. Comes Melbourne's way, though. Grinter can't take the mark. McGrath takes it away from him. The left-hand hand pass. Fell a bit short of Schwass, but he got it all right. Longmire, a set shot. Good kick. Oh, great play. Longmire has kicked 6.
What an excellent hand pass from Wayne Schwash. He makes it look so easy. He's got a lot of skill. He's been on and off the bench today. He has had a consistent year, Schwash, but he's had a dirty day today. But that is a great handball. Look at the way he got it quickly across to Longmire. Longmire just a one step. And his 6th.
(16, 15, 12, 7). Who knows? John Longmire could post 10 goals by the end of the afternoon. Every time it goes down there, he's very dangerous. Phoebe out of the middle towards half forward. Bennett to Eishold. I think the ball was touched en route to Bennett. This is Stretch, who's been lively. Concedes some meterage. Back to Phoebe. Very high kick. Jakovich in from the side. Stynes fisted away Brayshaw. Taken by Martin. North not done with yet. This is McRae defiantly out of defence towards half forward. Yates goes back, was interfered with, and will get the free kick.
A little soft that free, but nonetheless it was there.
So Yates at right half back to Tingay, who boots it down towards half forward. Bennett, Eishold waiting behind. Chandler could have been pushed in the back.
Bennett's hurt
Holding
himself.
the ball, says the umpire.
Bennett's hurt himself too.
Yeah, he's done a finger.
Yeah, dislocated a finger perhaps. Trainer's there. Meantime, Grinter. Untidy looking kick. Jakovich over the top. Brayshaw leading back in the race. Clark 35 metres from goal. It's a dribbler. Through for a minor score.
Finger going back into place for Darren Bennett. Let's hope it pops back in.
Ooh, horrible feeling. Stephen Tingay off. Jay Viney coming on for Melbourne.
So you'd know all about it, Don. Your finger doesn't look too good from your basketball exploits. Oh, short pass in, and Clark takes the mark. Well in the forward pocket and well within kicking distance. 35 metres out.
Well, they've short passed all day after behinds, haven't they? And you take a risk.
18 possessions for Clark, and looking for his first goal. And he's got it.
Stephen Clark's first goal, and Bennett has gone off the ground. He's going to get that finger fixed up. Eishold coming off, and he's going straight up the straight up to the dressing room. Darren Bennett. And there he goes. Whoops.
(118-79). Stynes towards half forward. McGrath's in the road. Across the ground with a kick. Stevens going back. Yates met him solidly. Stevens earned a free kick and to a mark because Yates in the last couple of strides gave up on the ball. Watch this. So Stevens has it. Forward of the wing. Carey.
Oh, spring heel Jack.
Right on the 50, no one in the goal square. He decides to go for it. Lyon going back, fairly over the top, knocks it away. Did that come off his boot? No.
I would say, Dennis, that is the first time that Ian Fairley's been moved this year. He's on the forward line. He's played at centre half back and done particularly well this year.
Crowd of 28,323 at the MCG for the match of the day. Stevens kicks back into the pack. Phoebe a wide hand pass. German much quieter after half time. Kick too high for Steele, taken by McGrath. 40 metres out. Couldn't drag it back far enough. And that is a behind.
Only 3 possessions to German in the second half, Drew.
And the incredible thing is here that only 2 players have kicked more than 1 goal in the game. Jakovich has kicked 10, Longmire 6.
This is Lockett, or rather Lovett. Whoops. Lovett towards centre wing. Chandler's in front. Cleared him though. Jay Viney leads back in the race. Assisting is Grinter, not required. Jay Viney lobs it down towards Jakovich.
What a day out. What a day he is having.
He's got 10. He's on report.
Look at this. Everything going right for him. He gets hands to ball. Second attempt. Controls it as he goes to ground.
Marvellous leap.
Not supposed to get 17 kicks at full forward.
No.
With 20 minutes to play.
Or 11 goals for that matter. Doesn't happen too often. Hasn't got his 11th. That's a shocker.
It's a bad miss, isn't it?
Out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket. I would imagine that report is just playing on his mind a little bit. Todd Viney off early in this game. They could ill afford to go into their next fixture minus Viney and Jakovich.
Also, there must be a doubt about Bennett. He's gone off too with that finger injury.
But as long as they've got Stynes, they've got a big show. This time he gives it away to German. German back to the centre of the ground. Tingay took the mark. Straight up to centre half forward. Spalding off hands to Grinter. Left footer won't score, but Jakovich is there. Brayshaw deliberate against Brayshaw. And
Has he done his ankle? He's done his ankle.
Oh, no.
What shocking bad luck. Is it his ankle or... Oh. Let's hope he hasn't broken his leg. He's not holding the ankle, he's holding the calf here, and he's in a lot of pain.
Well, if that's as bad as it looks, you can't blame him for trying to find the boundary line. He's been pinged as well.
Well, it's a line ball, whether he is in fact trying to force it behind, isn't it?
Well, here has a replay. Here they are, both go at it. He comes to ground. He hurt himself when he actually landed. Oh, he's in a lot of pain, isn't he? Oh. Yes, I think they are bringing the stretcher there. There's a stretcher. I would say, I hate to say it, but I think the leg may be broken. Let's hope it's not. Well, no, it can't be if he's getting up like that.
It's a gutsy effort, isn't it? comes from very good sporting stock, that young man.
And with the 44 on his back, his father famous for his 10 for 44.
Well, that's good to see, isn't it?
Now Jakovich can run around here.
And probably will.
And does for number 11. What's happened? Missed it. So that's 10 goals, 5 and 1 out of bounds.
Brayshaw is hopping off.
Here it is, the replay. Up he goes, down he goes on that ankle. I don't know why he just didn't go straight over the boundary line, because he's not going to take any further part, but they're bringing him through the interchange gate.
Schwass gets it to Crocker. North Melbourne come forward. This is Rock, who's gone out of the game like German. Intelligent kick intended for Longmire. Almost a strong mark over the top. It falls to Larkin. Larkin 30 metres out has missed. Well, if they're going to get back, they've got to kick those goals. Brayshaw sits down. 17-17, 12-9. It seems a forlorn hope now. A 10-goal third term by the Demons setting it up. This is Stretch.
Melbourne now have got runners in just about all positions.
Just 1 goal each in this last quarter. Race on here, but the ball wins. And we'll have a throw in. Michael Martin has gone back to full-back on Jakovich, replacing Mark Brayshaw. Brayshaw getting treatment on his ankle. Leaving it gently strapped. Stynes finds Obst. Eishold is left footer out in front of Jakovich.
That was a good mark, wasn't it?
Terrific.
Oh, it's full speed. That was a great mark.
Well, Martin had 5 kicked on him at the start of the game and then was shifted. Will this be number 6 on Martin and number 11 for Jakovich? Well, he's hooked it. All coming undone since the report for Alan Jakovich.
Well, that's his 6th behind. He's missed 1. 10 goals, 6. Still a good effort, isn't it?
Good. Scholl to kick it in. Virtually straight down the middle. Spalding was up, couldn't hang on. Lovett towards Spalding, who trapped it very well. Oh, brilliantly played to Eishold. Back it comes again. Jakovich in front, has it fisted away. Larkin across to Chandler, up from the back pocket. Boots it wide. Stretch leads back in the race. No one near him. He'll need to keep it in. He does. He can settle now. He slips. Still all the time in the world. Gets it to Obst, who's played a very good game, closing Larkin down.
Scholl's now got the job on Jakovich.
Not a bad move. He can move around, and height's not the problem with Jakovich.
Obst into the forward line. Back goes McRae to Scholl, who chips it out wide. Tingay got an unfavourable bounce. Dyson did well to soccer it away from Staritsky, and Schwass knocks it across the boundary line. It will be thrown in.
Bennett just coming through the gate back onto the ground for Melbourne. He's back on the arena. There he is.
Away go Melbourne again. Jay Viney off the ground, out of the ground. Been spent most of the day on the bench, Jay Viney, for those 6 possessions only. And the members giving Darren Bennett a welcome back. Kick by Crocker. Stynes.
How many marks?
12 marks, 26 possessions now. Jakovich. A long way out. This will test him for distance. Be kicking from over 55 metres. Doubt that he can make this one. Scholl, his 3rd opponent. He's gone for the torpedo. It is a monster. Spalding is there. No mark, and rushed through by Chandler.
Well, he's the sort of player who will keep the turnstiles clicking. That man, Alan Jakovich, has that mercurial trait about him. Now Scholl to bring it in. Just under 14 minutes remaining. Certainly a lackluster final term compared to what we saw, the heroics in that 3rd quarter by Melbourne. This is Schwass. Breaks away. North still trying hard. The kick goes out wide. Coming up is Bryce. Oh, collided with
Fairly's
Fairley.
hurt.
Away comes Lyon. Kicks it to the outer side. Oh, great mark by Lovett, who initially slipped. Fairley, who collided with Bryce. Very slow to get up. This is Clark, meantime. Kicks towards the pocket, and Stynes off hands. Stays in initially. It's still in. Martin got it to Roberts. Now Stevens clears the zone back towards midfield. In front, Storitsky.
He's just getting to his feet now, Ian Fairley. As the doctor goes across.
North Melbourne medical staff working overtime in this last quarter. Oh, good mark to Gary Lyon.
That's Fairley's opponent.
Such riches on the forward line. I suppose they can afford the luxury of Gary Lyon back at halfback. Lovett up the ground to Beveridge. Eishold. And the hand pass just comes out from Scholl to McGrath.
Oh.
He heaves a hand pass straight to Beveridge. Beveridge from 50. There's nobody there. Will this score?
Simon Eishold's injured too now.
Crocker keeps the ball in. Goes towards the outer side. McRae takes the mark.
Bad football by Beveridge. Spalding gave a great lead. Sold a dummy to the man who went back to the square. Just needed the ball to be pulled back to the middle, and Melbourne would have got another goal. There's Eishold. Meantime, on the outer side, Fairley pops it down towards the 50-metre line. Bryce held by the arm. Well, for so long in recent seasons, Melbourne have struggled to kick goals. They've got Owen to come back into this team. They could have a quite potent forward line in the run home, and perhaps, who knows, in the finals. And what I've seen in recent weeks, they look likely to make it. Here's Stynes again bobbing up for yet another mark. 13, 27 possessions. They continue to mount. Here's Spalding, who's been very close to the match winner going onto the forward line in the second half. He opened things up, and from there on, Jakovich has capitalised. In fact, of course, he was very productive in the first half. This is Schwass. Across half back, out wide. Storitsky will need to go here. Tingay did well. Down towards half forward. McGrath leads back in the race for North.
Dyson corners him. The hand pass floats up to Stevens. Round the corner he goes. Yates marks. 11 and a quarter minutes to go. 40 points the difference. Melbourne in front. And at half-time, the Kangaroos led by 4 points and kicked the first goal of the second half. Spalding again.
He's done well.
13 possessions, 6 marks to Earl Spalding. Clark on his own, 40 metres out from goal. Well, Stephen Clark has kicked 1, and if he kicks his second here, he'll be the first Melbourne player to kick more than 1, apart from Jakovich, who's kicked 10. 20 possessions to Stephen Clark, the ex-bomber. Kicking from just inside the 50. Good delivery. Oh, great result.
Well, a great kick by the little fellow. His second. 2 goals, 2 today, Stephen Clark. It's a pity he incurred that knee injury last year. He's had a wretched run with injuries throughout his career, even at Essendon. He copped a real heavy head high out at Essendon. That really did slow him down quite a lot early in his career. The injury last year didn't help because he really has lost a bit of pace, but he's slowly getting there.
Just under 10.5 minutes remaining till full time. All Melbourne now. Roberts wins it down, taken by German, who played so well in the first half. Longmire does nicely. This is Stevens. Fairley from 40 metres. Back goes Road, though. And away he comes, running it out. No pressure on. Members side with a kick. Dyson can't get there. It skids out of bounds. Just looking who North are missing. Well, McCarthy is not in their team, of course. He would have been valuable, perhaps even to throw back on Jakovich. He is a flexible sort of player. But North have got some work to do in the run home. The pressure will be right on now. Their run home isn't all that easy. The ball out of bounds, left half forward for them.
Mark Roberts off, Gallagher back on into the ruck.
Jim Stynes, perhaps another 3 votes this afternoon. Who's to say? I don't think Jakovich can get the votes if the umpires have reported him. Obst gives it across to Beveridge. McGrath goes back with courage and must get a free kick.
Oh, and he'll have a headache too.
It would appear that no ruckman can go the distance with Stynes, because St Kilda did the same with Harding. He spent half the game on the bench or off the ball, and Stynes flogged them, and he's done the same to North Melbourne, with Gallagher having 2 or 3 spells on the bench. Stevens.
Good mark,
man in
Graham
front.
Yates.
Gee, he played a great game. It's hard to give votes to the back pocket when the full forward kicks 10 and the ruckman's had something like 27 possessions, but Yates has played a great game. Road. Across the ground, Stretch. Under 9 minutes left. Kick by Stretch. McRae at the back takes the mark. All the sting has gone out of North Melbourne, and some of it out of Melbourne as well, because they've added just 2 goals in this last quarter, both to Clark. Good mark to Carey.
That's the ability that this man does possess. It's a pity he had that shoulder injury, kept him out so long. But that is great stuff.
Seems to have done better than his stats show. 3 marks, 4 possessions. Wayne Carey kicking from about 48 metres. No.
One goal, 2 to Wayne Carey.
8 minutes remaining in the game. 18-19, players 12-10. Guess who? Stynes over the top to Tingay. Up from half back, Tingay. Kicks towards half forward. Steele. Fisting away, but Eishold's got it. Into the path of Spalding. Spalding down towards the pocket. Goes with the left foot.
He could have centred it.
The face.
Could have centred that, because Rodney Grinter was by himself in the centre. He could have dragged it back on the left foot. Nobody around Grinter at all.
All his work done in the second half, Earl Spalding. Kick in from Scholl towards the outer side. Gallagher. Now it's with Ramiro to Rock on centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Yates the only man there. Mustn't have seen him.
Away to Lovett. The kick up to the centre of the ground to Jay Viney. The crowd want more from Jakovich. Viney's kick in that direction. Obst roving. Drag to the ground. Spalding using his hip to get through there. McGrath. Staritsky dives and marks at halfback. Under 7 minutes to go. 128 plays 82. It's all over for North. Climbing the centre by Stretch, but the mark taken by Stynes. He gave the hand pass away. Larkin did well. Kick by Larkin. Stretch makes up for it here.
Stretch back towards half forward. Eishold can run on. He can go goalward from 40 metres out. Eishold, it bounces through for another one. Well, after the game promised so much, it's become a rout. Melbourne 19-20 and North stopping to walk rather at 12-10.
Well, Eishold has done well since coming off the bench, replacing the injured Todd Viney. And just gets there. That's his second goal. But Stretch had 2 options out there. He had Stynes and Eishold. Melbourne are full of running.
Well, what a sudden thud back to earth for North Melbourne. Coach Wayne Schimmelbusch. They beat the league leaders last week and have been flogged in the second half by Melbourne today. Larkin's hand pass to McRae, a man under pressure. He's dumped. Dyson loses it. Rock outside of his foot to half forward. Carey. Cornered by Road.
Oh,
smothered by Lovett. Brilliant play by Lovett, who ran 4th in last year's Brownlow. Up to Obst. Wide, good kick. Clark marks at centre wing.
Wants to play on. Intent on drawing a man. Now he does. Over the top to Grinter, who goes again to Eishold. Eishold inside the 50. Down towards Jakovich, who will mark on his chest.
Scholl gave him 3 metres.
Misread it completely in the air, Scholl. So Jakovich will kick at his 11th. He's had plenty of opportunities to post 11.
21 kicks. That's a great effort from the full forward.
He's directly in front. Jakovich gets the goal. 20-20 to 12-10, just over 5 minutes remaining.
Well, it's a toss-up, isn't it? Who's best on the ground, Stynes or Jakovich? 11 goals, 21 kicks. That's a fantastic effort from a full forward.
Just going back to that point, though, Don, I mean, you wouldn't expect Jakovich to pick up any Brownlow medal votes from the umpires if it's a best and fairest award, would you?
Well, actually, a player can't get votes when he's been reported on the day.
And his report was for language rather than any foul play.
Foul language, Drew.
We're only guessing it was foul language, but I suppose it must be. Gallagher out of the middle. Dyson. His hand pass is good to Lyon. Lyon up to centre half forward. Spalding props and cops, but he's beaten to it by Crocker. Under 5 minutes left. A big day for the Melbourne Football Club. The victory won't get them in the 6, but it should set them up for being there, well, probably next week.
Well, they could have a few problems next week because Bennett, whether he's all right, whether Jakovich can beat the charge.
It's Collingwood next week, of course.
An important game for both sides.
There's another injury. North Melbourne don't need another one, but, well, they've got another one with Jeff Chandler.
Here's Chandler coming in. Eishold cops it, as does Chandler. So he'd have very sore ribs, Jeff Chandler, and Simon Eishold have a very sore shin.
Eishold first to break away, but Chandler not looking too good. North would be lucky to finish with a team. Carey's going to ball it up. Chandler hasn't gone off. Roberts is prepared to come on. He's not far from the interchange gate. Chandler nearly get a touch here. A throw in. A throw in and go right over his head.
He's coming off. Roberts is getting ready to come on. 20-20 to 12-10. Well, a great second half by Melbourne. Most particularly, of course, that third quarter. 10 goals. Gallagher missed the ball. Martin's got it. Tough day for him. Pulls it back across his body. Yates flies from behind and gets it on the ground. Dyson, quietly effective. Lyon's got it. Yates, hurried kick. Tingay coming back with the flight of the ball, but it bounces out of bounds. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining. So the arch rivals will go at it next Saturday on this ground. Melbourne and Collingwood. Collingwood, of course, to play tonight against the Brisbane Bears. Tingay over the ball, slaps it out. Romero, forward of centre wing towards half forward. Yates from behind again. Disciplined fist. Tingay with courage.
McRae, the tackling of Melbourne has been a feature. Lyon charges at this one. Underground kick.
Good kick considering the circumstances. He had nowhere to go. Looked for the boundary line. And found it and will not be penalised. Although his action was intentional.
58 points the margin. Melbourne won earlier in the season by 70. Another couple of goals in the last 3 minutes and they'll repeat that. McRae on the 50. Long kick but nobody there for North. Bryce gets back. Good mark. Goes with the hand pass to Yates. Graham Yates has had 21 possessions. He's kicked wide. Jay Viney goes long, just puts it out into space and says, run onto that, boys. And he finds touch about 60 metres up the ground.
And the clock continues to run. We're down to 2:35 now. Thrown on the outer side. Spalding and Crocker will do the rucking. Where's Stynes? He's had enough. He's back across half back. Larkin got it to Steele, who was taken high, and he'll get the free kick. He's forward of right half back. North Melbourne have tried hard today.
Oh, well done.
Made too many mistakes. Lovett, superbly done. And they've been outclassed in the second half. On the burst is Scholl from right half back towards centre wing. McRae.
Centre of the ground. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Bryce. Longmire tries to jump on him, gets rid of him, interferes illegally. Free kick to Bryce. done pretty well back there, even though Longmire's kicked 6. Grinter, good mark.
Bryce's second half has been really very good.
Rodney Grinter from halfback, up in the direction of Spalding. Mark to Crocker. North have managed just a goal in this last quarter, and Melbourne have put on 4 more. Tapped down by Grinter to Rode. Rode's done a fine job on Carey. Crocker again at half forward, half back for North.
He plays on. McRae, awkward one for Larkin, who slipped over. Stevens attacked the ball with desperation to Schwass. Martin in trouble. Lovett got him. Ball jarred loose. Larkin comes back into it for North. Good hand pass. Gallagher. Staritsky inside to Stevens. This is Carey inside the 50. Goes by Yates. Little short pass intended for Longmire, and he picked it up. Not easy to mark them down there, so John Longmire did well.
Good skills here shown by the forward pocket, Carey. And Longmire, nearly a half volley, but just kept it off the ground.
Kicking at number 7, and he's got it. Good effort in a losing team, John Longmire. It's been a very interesting duel in a high-scoring game. He and Bryce certainly has done some very good work in defence for Melbourne. Watch this pass, hard to defence this sort of thing.
And 77 goals to John Longmire, 70 coming into the game, 7 today. Jakovich has 11, so he's gone to 50. He kicked his 50th with the last kick.
And Longmire just 8 kicks for 7 goals. Great result. Stynes out of the middle. His kick up towards half forward. Jakovich playing up the ground with Spalding at full forward now. That ball hasn't quite gone out. McGrath, his left footer up to centre wing. Bit of jostling going on there. No whistle. There's the siren. The Demons stay in touch with a big victory, highlighted by a 10-goal third quarter and an 11-goal individual performance by Alan Jakovich. The Demons 20-21-40. That's perfect vision. 13-10-88.